Hello truth seekers and welcome to Best True Crime Documentary. This is Robot Man Jimmy J with another short video, and today I will tell you the story of the Kentucky Meat Shower. The Kentucky Meat Shower was an incident occurring between the morning hours of 11 and 12 o'clock for a period of several minutes on March 3, 1876, where what appeared to be chunks of red meat measuring approximately 2 by 2 inches, with at least one being 4 by 4 inches, fell from the sky in a 100 by 50 yard area near the settlement of Olympia Springs, called Olympian Springs in some sources, in Bath County, Kentucky. There exist several explanations as to how this occurred and what the meat was, the most popular being the vulture theory, in which a group of vultures threw up their meals after being startled into taking flight, and this may have caused it to rain meat. The exact type of meat was never identified, although various reports suggested it was beef, lamb, deer, bear, horse, or even human. At the time, Mrs. Crouch, a farmer's wife, was making soap on her porch when she reported seeing the meat pieces fall from the sky. She said she was 40 steps from her house when the meat started to slap the ground. The meat looked gristly, according to Mrs. Crouch. Mrs. Crouch and her husband believed the event signified a sign from God. A similar event was later reported in Europe. The phenomenon was reported by Scientific American, the New York Times, and several other publications at the time. Most of the pieces were approximately 2 by 2 inches, 5 centimeters times 5 centimeters, at least one was 4 by 4 inches. The meat appeared to be beef, but according to the first report in Scientific American, 2 gentlemen who tasted it judged it to be lamb or deer. B.F. Ellington, a local hunter, identified it as bear meat. Writing in the Sanitarian, Leopold Brandeis identified the substance as nostoc, a type of cyanobacteria. Brandeis gave the meat sample to the Newark Scientific Association for further analysis, leading to a letter from Dr. Alan McLean Hamilton appearing in the medical record and stating the meat had been identified as lung tissue from either a horse or a human infant, the structure of the organ in these two cases being almost identical. The composition of this sample was backed up by further analysis, with 2 samples of the meat being identified as lung tissue, 3 as muscle, and 2 as cartilage. Brandeis's nostoc theory relied on the fact that nostoc expands into a clear jelly-like mass when rain falls on it, often giving the sense that it was falling with the rain. Charles Fort noted in his first book, The Book of the Damned, that there had been no rain. Locals favored the explanation that the meat was vomited up by buzzards, who, as is their custom, seeing one of their companions disgorge himself, immediately followed suit. Dr. L. D. Castenbein talk about vomit gore, puke party, presented this theory in the Louisville Medical News publication as the best explanation of the variety of meat. Vultures vomit as part of making a quick escape and also as a defensive method when threatened. Fort explained the flattened, dry appearance of the meat chunks as the result of pressure, and noted that 9 days later, on March 12, 1876, red corpuscles with a vegetable appearance fell over London. This was the inspiration for the 80s movie, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, which launched the career of George Clooney. Maybe. Well, that was fun. Thank you for listening to me, Robot Man, and as always, like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you and have a good one. Good night.